Let's start with that recap. Uh, all right, it's opened up for me. With an encounter occurring at the start of our last game, the two, Fizz and Kuiko, alongside Furbo, slowly floated down the pit and tried their best to avoid some objects with sparky personalities, if I'm being honest. But using the quick method of turning off the Juggernaut and quickly turning it back on, the orbs simply shot away without much sign or tell, one having been scattered into pieces and having fallen all about, some on Fizz's hands to take to the bank. Soon after, one red herring and one encounter avoided, not in those orders, but finally, the group make it to the end of the pit. Or so it seems as they look down onto the decently sized cabin and some waypoint it borders, albeit completely controlled by territorial dragonoids Mixu has called crane devils. With the utilization of the Juggernaut, Kuiko rushes into the air again and takes a shot as she comes down. The attention of the licking tongues of the long necked and bipedal dragons was turned to her. As Fizz hid well within the hole, the beasts were unaware of themselves. With the hacking into the cabin no longer being a priority, the swarm rushed to Kuiko. Giving her a hard time despite the pair taking many of them out early on, Kuiko was caught in a pincer move from mounts and their riders that were out of view, possibly resting. How quiet they were. With the situation getting dire, Fizz is able to sense something wrong but wasn't sure of what yet, until a splash of many colors and hues appears as Furball drags Kuiko out and through a portal as he dimension doors Kuiko to Fizz for safekeeping. Furball, having not had a great time themselves, still prepared to attack anything that entered. Fizz heals Kuiko and then enter the riders who used their mounts to reach speeds they couldn't by themselves. Once they began to squeeze through one by one, the two shot at what they could, finally taking them all out but one that chose to live on despite the others. Fizz attacks, but hitting its mount it was trying to reach. Only the mount was furious at the attack and retaliated with a bite at the floating being. Fizz then kicks a rock, and as it falls at near 10 meters per second, it slaps the forehead of the beast and meets its armor class. With the combat over and everyone up, out comes a gentleman from the cabin, the silence near deafening after the squeal of the mounts having rushed away in a grouping. Maester Cid stands. Nope, yeah, he does stand there. Yeah, you guys see him just fine. Maester Cid stands with accoutrement of a sort a wizard would wear, long flowing robes, belts, and many pouches, and on their person, a sack strapped tight around their chest. Thin and tall, this elf isn't a dark elf, but dark skinned all the same, like a mocha. Possibly the most aged elf either of you have ever seen. They still keep upright, but as they grip onto a spell scroll, they look to you with their soft green eyes, much more pale than they must have been in his youth. His knuckles are ashy and bloodied. The charcoal stains and missing edges of his attire leads you to believe you may have saved this person's life from the crane devils himself. Themselves actually. But currently, you all are at the top, where the at least two bodies of the crane devils are. But as one was melting away from the necrotic essence of the bolts from the chains of the depths, the rest now seem to melt away on their own accord, leaving mush and goop on the ground, which permeates the air around it as it bubbles slowly out of existence. Given enough time, the only thing left of them would be the weapons they brought and the near scraps they wrapped onto themselves. Massive bent pieces of metal, other weapons fastened into large pikes and staffs for them to swing with ease, but requiring no such training at all other than try to hit. In this airless funnel, the scratchy smell, like that of a dead rat, is unavoidable with these things here wasting away, and constitution saves may need to be made if prolonged exposure to such states. How do you all get down? Yeah.
Sorry, how far is it from the hole down to the floor?
40 feet from the hole to the edge of where like the barrels are. I would say a good 30 feet to where if you angle that well, if you like toss yourself over to like a bit of a edge. That little corner over here, I'll highlight it on the map. Right over here, not too far from where the hole is itself.
I've got rope.
Yeah.
Something to secure it onto.
Well, currently there's rope right there laying on there. Okay. It's not tied to anything, but there are stalagmites on there.
Using my excellent PP skills, I shall tie it off and make sure it's secure, and then we can climb down.
Yeah. Go ahead and secure it for me with What did that take? It's what did we decide on? Rope binding, sleight of hand, right? That's what I thought. It'd be the one that makes the most sense.
I think so.
Yeah. Let me get one. It's not a hard DC. Yeah. So and while we're dealing with this, Kuiko, you went down twice, correct?
I went down once, and this is the second time. Yeah.
Okay. Could you make a Constitution save for me, please?
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to know how Kuiko's doing mentally and physically.
Yes.
Currently, not so bad. You took it like a champ, just going down and getting back up. It didn't phase you too hard, too bad. So you're doing good in that regard. But who's going down first on the rope?
I'll go down first.
Yeah. You go down, just fine.
What do you want? Athletics, acrobatics?
No. Without an issue, no roll. You come down.
Okay, cool.
Kuiko, you're looking at them.
Can I perceive to see if there's anything, any enemies still kicking or any threats?
Other than the nervous-looking older gentleman, he's an elven gentleman. Who's looking at you, but he has not spoken yet. But he's looking at a scroll, and his eyes are darting. But he's not just looking at you. But yeah, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
So, where's this old guy?
He's like right in front of the cabin, which is near the bridge on this area. And my screen went black. How nice! I'll use this one. Is that a better screen? Do you like this one better? Apparently you do.
So what race is he?
He is an elf.
He's an elf. Do we have an elfish book?
You do.
Okay. Can I read elfish?
You definitely can.
No,
you cannot.
I think any language that is out that we speak will influence them, so we can't speak.
No, I asked if we had a book. I haven't said anything. I'm aware, but it's very hard for me to read Elvish book if I can't speak Elvish in order to point out the words that would make sense. Do you speak Elvish?
Yes.
Sorry? Yes? Okay, so I'll wait for Kuiko to come down the rope, and then I hand Kuiko the Elvish book.
Okay.
What did Fizz realize real quick from that check?
I'm sorry?
Did that perception check do anything?
The perception check?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to that. Kuiko, but you do see this this blue wolf who's been scorched a bit, looking at you as
Whilst I'm waiting for Kuiko to come down the rope, I do body language that's like, hands up, looking cute, that kind of thing.
Sure. Non-aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't mind the music too much.
Kuiko clamps down nervously.
Sure. How many hit points does Furball have? Have you been keeping track? I know I have something.
10.
He has 10 hit points.
Yes.
Okay. Now before we go too further, have you taken a look at the guide I sent you, Danny, for the Beastmasters?
You didn't send me anything.
Yeah, I sent it to you on the Discord. If you didn't get it, then great. You didn't see it. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that at any point you want to make sure that you have like a certain rapport with Furball. Like I mentioned to Furball, I need him to do this when this happens. Shoehorn it in there. That's perfectly fine. You don't even need to make animal checks for most of that stuff. But if it's required for something that he wouldn't really do, like eating something that's not meat, different story. But if Furball has the 10 hit points, he is going to make a dex check to try to land at the highest points that he could find. And he may take some damage. But do make that dex check for me. And then I could explain what we see with this perception check. He's going to take some damage.
7 damage.
He actually takes 7 damage. It's really weird you said 7 damage.
Wow.
That's weird. So he takes some damage as he jumps down, but seeing you guys go down with a rope, he's like, I can't use a rope. With no thumbs is hard on an animal. But what we see is on top of the bodies that are slowly melting away. You notice that not only is the weaponry that these people have specifically clean, albeit melted weapons that could have filled these barrels and crates that are right under where the hole is. A hard tumble would have been a really tough situation because there's a bunch of rusted metal pieces sticking out of some of these crates, jagged about. A lot of them on the floor, strewn about as well, but it seems that they've used what was around here as their new pillaging and their new nesting area. Because as you look further on, just near where the bridge is, by the corner where the water is over here, if it would allow me. Yes, it did. Not sure if you guys saw it, but at the end of the bridge on the left side, on the west side, you guys see a mound that is indicative of a nest. You can't see if there's eggs in it or if there's any kind of animals or beings inside of it, but it's definitely a mound of nests. A mound that would be a nest given the proper situation. But as you see all this, the gentleman does approach you cautiously. And he doesn't speak yet. He just looks, wondering if he should.
I've handed the book to Kuiko to communicate.
After going down, looking around nervously, and then being a bit worried for Furball, he looks at the man and he takes out the book that who gave it? Wait, what was the mayor's name again?
Lito?
Yes, little, yes. She took out the book that Linus gave her. The elvish one.
Yeah, the elven and draconic one. You pull it out, and the moment he sees you pulling out a book to try to communicate, he's gonna sigh, and he's gonna start signing with a thieves' cant because it's a lot faster. He asks, "Are you cursed?"
Yes.
He starts.
We have whatever the name of the curse is that we've got, and if he's, we don't want to give it to him.
The moment you say yes with thieves' cant, he starts speaking. To you, Kuiko, you see him mouth elven words, but you guys understand it to whatever your original language is. And he continues. He says, "Yes, I am as well. We don't have much time. I don't know how long it'll take for the rest of their band to return. This was a nest that they were creating. I've been holding this off for as long as I could. All I had to do was step outside to let this bomb go off." He rolls his eyes on it, on that statement. The moment I enchant these words, everything's gonna collapse under here. We should get inside. Grab whatever you need. I don't think we're gonna be able to last more than a couple minutes.
They're going using points and say that. So you mean that? Wait, what did he mean by everything would collapse?
Kuiko's Fizz is going to go over and retrieve the vehicle that was left.
Okay.
There's everything else she's got on it.
Yeah. Your pack is in the vehicle, right?
No, my pack's on me.
Your pack's.
I got the bag of holding.
Oh, your backpack's in the bag of holding?
No, I'm wearing my flying backpack, but I mean, like, my burglar pack is in my bag of holding.
Okay, in your bag of holding. Okay. So you're just grabbing the juggernaut then? Okay.
Yeah, the big motorbike.
Nice, okay.
Yes.
The flying motorbike.
Yes.
So I'm dragging that over to the hut, because I don't want that to get destroyed. It might be, damaged, but we might be able to repair it.
Yeah, I don't think it actually took much damage throughout this entire time. The beast bit at it, but they didn't actually go to damage it. They went to attack the living being. It's just the way their jaws were. Yes. The moment you try to bring, he's looking at it. And it would fit through the door, but he's looking at it and he says, that may not fit all the way in. It's kind of shaky.
We can get in first, and then leave it under the awning, maybe.
Yeah.
Like in the porch.
Yeah.
He got some cover.
He lets you in. It goes in just fine. And you guys see inside of there. Just nice.
Yeah. So what's inside?
It's just a living situation there. But most notably, you see a door in the middle, in the center. It's not open as you see it. And this door is an iron rock door. I believe that's the phrase. But definitely something that is meant to be kept in lock and key. And it definitely has a lock on there, but you can only assume that he has the key. He says, "This is going to be loud. It may not work, but if it does, we'll at least have cut them off from accessing the elevators." And he looks to you guys to see if you guys are ready.
Okay, mates. And at this point, can oh wait, no, never mind that. Screw it. Kuiko will just follow Fizz.
Okay, so to the inside, yeah. So once everyone is inside, Maester Cid is going to well, one, he hasn't introduced himself because
Wait, Maester?
Maester Cid, yeah.
How do you spell that?
Maester, Maester, is the same thing as Master. It's just a funnier way to say it. I say that in the most respectful terminology, but you know what I mean. Maester Cid, who hasn't introduced himself to you guys, he's going to step in to where near the center is. There's a little knob right near the keyhole. That isn't the keyhole. It seems that there's two keyholes, but he places a wand. He reaches into his robe. He grabs a wand and places the tip of it inside of.
I pay particular attention to where he keeps his wand and key.
Yeah, no problem. But he places the wand right there, and he doesn't slip it all the way in. And then he lets it go cautiously. And then he looks to you guys and he says, "When I say the words, knock it in place."
What?
When I say the words of this spell scroll, push that wand into the hole. But not till I do it. Okay. He steps to the door and he looks straight right outside. And he starts chanting several words that it's indecipherable because magical speech generally is and defies the curse in that term. But anybody with some kind of magic or intuition with it, or is trained with the arcana itself, would be able to slightly understand some of the words being spoken, albeit he's speaking most of them in Elvish, but you hear sometimes Draconic, you hear sometimes Gnomish, you hear sometimes other languages that shouldn't fit being said with the magical incantations. And as he finishes the words, I'll roll a d20 to see if it happens.
I stab the wand into the door.
Okay. As the magic comes, is his modifier enough? Hold on, jeez. Oh no. Let's see. Where are you, my friend? You are right here. Yeah. Oh yeah. You watch as the tremble occurs to Maester Cid first, as if he's vibrating in a different level than anybody should. But that quickly releases from his hands through the scroll as a thunder blast rushes through and rocks start falling and crashing, and the room becomes dark. But it's still light inside the room. More like there's this envelopment of a dome encapsulating the cabin in its entirety, protecting it. As you feel the battery, it sounds like it should be miles away, but you know it's right next to you. You feel the ground under you try to cave under you, but you hear it around you. And it slowly settles as Maester Cid has backed away into where the table is, generally afraid that he was going to get caught outside of the magic of the dome to keep him from being trapped outside. Once he's fully in and the underside of you guys hasn't collapsed within itself. He breathes a sigh of relief. Nice to meet you all. I'm Cid. Some have called me Maester Cid. And you are?
Kuiko translate her name into Elfish and then point it out in the dictionary.
But we can talk. He's got the same curse.
Oh.
Yeah, he spoke to you.
I thought he's using Fizz cat or something.
No, he spoke to you 100%.
Ah, okay. Oh, then Kuiko just says Kuiko and this is
Kuiko.
And I'm Fizz.
Fizz. Verbal.
And I say, so, how are you down here?
How am I down? I'm the protector of this entry point. I find myself redundant. Of course, no one assigned me here. I just decided to. And in my time, I've trained enough elves to know that there's trouble brewing outside here and within it. And as of a week ago, I've had these devils surround and attack me, trying to, well, if you've heard them, they're trying to get in, and I won't let them. So I cut off all the entry points. No more from this point. So whatever you see here is what's left.
So no entry points, what, to the surface, or no entry points to the underworld?
This is it. He knocks on the metal on the ground as he pulls out his key. It's strapped around his neck, and he unlocks it, and then he throws it right back in because of habit, and then opens it up. This is your entry point to the underworld. All the other ones would have been nicer, more more of a beautiful view, especially if you have a thing that could fly. He looks at the machine as it slowly hovers, as if that could fly. I was like, oh, okay. Every other exit would have been an entry into the underworld, into the actual points where they would be vital for you to travel. Use these things, he taps at your vehicle. But if you can't squeeze this one through here, we're gonna have to do some walking.
Okay, quick summary.
Okay.
So, Maester is a elf that has been a self-assigned protector of the underworld entry points. And 1 week ago, he was getting attacked by brain devils a lot previously, and he decided to close off all of the exits for entry points, except for this one, which he just did as well. Is that correct?
Essentially.
Okay.
Don't know why I chose to say it in his voice, but yeah.
Well, wait, how did we get back out then?
Back out?
We were never coming back out the same way, because they told us when we came down this way that they were closing it after us. So there'll be no more access from the surface to the underworld through this.
But we can still go outside somehow. Entry point.
Like we can go into the underworld and use one of the other exits.
Ah, okay.
But we can't come back through this one. Is that right, DM?
That is correct.
Yeah. Just checking I'm remembering correctly.
No, you're not in a tomb.
Okay,
Sorry?
then
You're not in a tomb of your own making. That's what I meant to say.
so I guess we go down the trapdoor.
Yeah. You guys go down? He's kind of.
Well, let's first
Mhm.
maybe consider having a short or a long rest.
Sure.
We did go through a lot of battle.
Collapsing.
Yes.
We're inside a safe bubble, aren't we?
Yeah.
A
So
magical safe bubble.
yes. So you just had a long rest. So a short rest would be the one that you would need.
Yeah, okay. Did we? I thought we travelled down that whole way.
No, you took a long rest. Before you heard some
I thought it
noises
took us like...
and ignored them. And then it's been about 4 hours, I believe the roll was.
Okay.
But I'd
Sorry,
could always double check for that
I
if
thought
you
we
want.
rested when we were travelling down. I didn't remember us.
Yes, you
resting
definitely
after
you
that.
did rest, but I believe that was a long rest.
Wait,
Yeah,
does
okay.
Furball heal?
Furball, he took 7 points of damage. What I remember, as he
Yeah, can he like
he can take
regain his HP?
yes, he has as many hit dice as you do.
Well, what type?
It's called 1d6 for now.
Okay.
That may be wrong.
Wrong dice. Oh wow. Okay.
I'm not seeing any of my stuff. What's going on?
Okay.
So, short rest, do we regain those temporary hit points? Or not?
When it's nightfall.
Or just once a day?
No, it's not on once a day.
When is it?
I don't know. Just
I'll say I think I had it on a long rest.
Okay, let me check. Or at least let me edit my thing.
If you have something that says short rest,
Oh yeah, it's long rest, yeah.
does it say short rest or long rest?
Long rest, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
I feel so alive with my notes.
But that's awesome. I love it.
Okay, short rest. Kuiko cuddles Furball the entire time.
Does he need a short rest? Let's see. No, he's here. No, he's been here enough.
Wait, did Fizz not take a single point of damage that entire time?
Just, I did take some. I took, what's it called? The temporary hit points damage.
Oh my god. Let me check my notes.
For what?
For where? Where did Fizz take that last session?
Are your notes that detailed?
When they came up to attack us inside, that's when I took damage.
Which enemy and for how far in?
It wasn't
There's some
much.
fire damage at least, I believe.
Ah, I saw it. The orbs of gold at the start.
Okay. So yeah, as Maester Cid is watching you guys rest, he's packing up some of his stuff. Nope, they're already packed. What am I talking about? He had them around his thing. So he actually unpacks his thing. He pulls out a wand, another wand. This one looks to be kind of swirly nearly all of it near the grip, and then at the end of it, it kind of it has that like jagged knife formation. It's odd, but it does look kind of like the letter opener knife that you guys have, if not very thin version of that, and probably more useful for a letter opener. But he does pull it out, and he puts it on the table, and he says,
"You took 2 damage. You took 2 damage. What do you mean?
"Hey, that's still damage."
HP is still there, bruh."
But he puts this wand down on the table.
He's preparing a butter knife.
No, he's trying to give you guys a magical weapon right here, a magical item, as thanks.
Like 2 knives.
No, it's not a knife. It's a wand. He does say, "This is my way of saying thanks. One of Aiella's gifts. Please have it."
How do you spell Aiella's?
Aiella is AIELLA.
Okay, and I think I put
what does it do? I ask.
I take the wand and look and do an insight check or an arcana check.
Okay. He tells you straight up what it does. It'll control one of your enemies for a while. It's something I used up here, or I guess for you down here, to drive these beings away, these beasts away whenever they got too close. If I could get them away from here. It didn't work too well against more than one of them, because it only turned one of them, and then they immediately try to attack their friends. It casts Crown of Madness on a target, and you roll a d6 at a long rest to see if you get the magic back. But it's a wand that casts Crown of Madness on the target.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yep. Send you the information on that now.
I am writing this down. Give me a second.
Well, you could just copy and paste, because here it is. He does continue. It if you find yourself at on the other side against an elf, I wouldn't try using it against them. May not work.
Well, thank you very much for this. Would it be better for me or Fizz to hold it?
He gives you a slight nod, and as a DM, I'm not sure how to answer that.
Okay, Fizz, let's rally up our own items and how we play.
Look, if you want it, you take it. If you don't want it, I'll take it. It's very easy. I'm not that into... Like, I mean, it's fun to pick stuff up and use it, but, you know, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it should... Okay. I give it to Furball for it to use it.
Oh, God, no.
Furball
Either
does...
you or me.
Furball does start biting at it if you put it around his face. You'll think it's a stick.
Oh, okay. Well, no.
So if you don't want it, I will take it. If you do want it, then you take it. If you take it and you find you're not using it, then I'll have a go later. It's very easy. There's no big deal there.
Okay, then I'll just keep it for now. And if I don't use this, I'll just give it to you. Is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it just one of Aiella? Aiella.
No, it's Wand of Alliance.
What?
It's the Wand of Alliance.
Alliance. Alliance?
Yeah, Alliance.
Oh, Alliance. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Get an ally.
Wait, who is Aiella?
I warned the guy, if I didn't already, that they're closing the passage above, so if he wants to return to surface
Yeah,
world,
he's taking Juggernaut with us. He was a
he could
great
come with
pleasure.
us. Or
We can't
he
pick
might
up
get like,
door.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're warning him exactly of what, Fizz?
that they're closing this entry from above. So they're blocking the surface entry. Yeah?
Are they?
That's right, isn't it? Well, that's what you
I
told
know.
us
Well, the
a few weeks ago that we couldn't come out this way because it was, too much of a risk or something, and they were going to block off this entrance.
Yeah. So Tempe
That's what the
Coliota.
wizard dude was doing.
So Tempe Coliota, that wizard that you met, he did some magic to kind of dissuade people from going near it. But you realize quickly if you surpass that, the calling nature of the hole did entice people into it. Although now that he kind of closed it up, it's more secure now that he did this than anything Tempe Coliota did. Now, I'm not saying people can't access the underworld through this and maybe go find a route in or dig in somehow. It's possible, but they'd have to know about the hole, and they'd have to also try to keep the magics from dissuading them from being around this area. It's
Okay.
it's not really a closure.
Misunderstood that episode.
Yeah, it was more like a patch that they try to do. And Maester Cid did more now than Tempe Coliota did up there. So at least in the terms of accessing vital points for the Elven Kingdom, because that's the reason you guys chose to come down here to access the backyard, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He says,
so why can't we escape back out this way when we leave?
Well, other than the rubble being around the cabin now, you'd have to climb up. That's usually harder.
Bye.
The what?
Yeah. Nothing. Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's keep going. It's not important.
I think we should have taken more Brata leaves now that I think about it.
More what?
It helped.
Never mind, it was from last session. Okay, so are we real? I thought we were already in the underworld.
This is the underworld.
It's like the entry point, right?
You're in it. You're way deep in it.
So that's like an entry point inside the underworld.
This is an entry point to what he told you was the elevators. Only reference he said. You guys can ask him more specifically, but he's waiting for you guys to go downstairs so he could go downstairs too. But he's not going to go downstairs first because he's kind of hanging out.
Okay. How would Thermal go down? I carry Thermal in front of my hands and then climb down carefully from the other.
Great. So athletic checks going down for Kuiko. Okay, got it.
Okay.
But other than that, are you gonna go first, or are you gonna wait for Fizz to go down because you have you're carrying the load, or are you gonna be last, or are you gonna verbalize that? What's up?
I'll pick up Thermal and let Fizz go down first.
Okay. So Fizz, you got a bit of a nod to go down.
Yeah, okay. So how are we getting the big flying bike thing down here?
We aren't.
It
There
does.
is no way to take it. We
Okay,
just
I
leave
climb
it.
down.
It could probably squeeze through, but if it's at that angle, it can't hover, and it'd probably just take a tumble all the way down, making all noise. Probably could ruin the ladder, and probably could damage the vehicle itself.
I start climbing down the ladder or whatever.
That's way too much trouble, yeah.
Okay. So,
Fizz and Kuiko had a telepathic moment of knowing not to bring the bike.
So that's an 11 for Kuiko, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's good enough. Kuiko has exhaustion.
Ah, yes. How do I keep exhaustion?
No, let me get a Constitution save.
7.
Definitely have exhaustion. 1 point of exhaustion.
How come he has exhaustion?
They're carrying Furball down a steep ladder, down the ladders. But it's just a disadvantage on ability checks, so it isn't too big.
That is horrible.
No,
That is okay.
it's not disadvantage on attack rolls yet. But as you land, you guys end up in what seems to be a bit of a... No, what am I talking about? Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. Once going down the ladder, it is a tedious way down, but secure as you seem to trek into the planet some more. After a couple minutes, you see an opening within the isomorphic natural pillars that were filled in masterfully to blend as one. And as you land, Kuiko, Furball, and Maester Cid, Fizz, you get there first. He gives everyone a nod. Maester Cid gives everybody a nod and opens a large concrete hidden door as you two stare at the two beings sneaking about as a shimmer from afar shines bright. One of the entities are quick to grab at their weapon, a sheathed longsword, as their metallic body grips the golden handle. But as fast as he got there, the one which was either a cybernetic dragonoid or someone wearing a weird-looking armor, they lifted quickly, possibly aware of the fact. But as an elf reveals themselves and looks to their partner with the shake of the head, they are adamant on putting a finger up to their mouth with a shh. And we find ourselves in this location here.
Yes. I can see a lot.
Okay. So you guys see these two beings, and one of them has their index finger to their lips to keep quiet. But as they see you opening this like entry into this room or place that you're in, they see that you have a hiding spot, and their eyes bright up, and they slowly walk up to you guys. Do you guys engage aggressively, or do you let them approach?
I try thieves' camp.
I step back a bit.
Okay. They look at you, confused. They hold their hands up, but they continue walking slower than before. But they hold their hands up. Their partner is following, but they're even taking a slower approach. They're being very quiet. In fact, no, they don't. They don't even move. They don't move from where they are. They are too afraid to move. because of the situation. She does reach up to you. She has to make a stealth check. That was blocked. I don't like that. Hold on. There we go. That's better. What are we looking at? We're looking at just fine. Wow, barely. She does approach you guys, and she looks up, and she says, "Are you guys here to help?" That's what she asks.
How does she say that? Like in the curse or in Elvish or?
She mouths words in Elvish. Like, you recognize that Kuiko. Kuiko recognizes clear as day. And anybody, if ever you see someone speak a language that isn't the language that you understand, you kind of see that whole methodology where it doesn't match their words. But yeah, this person's cursed as well, it seems. And they ask, "Are you here to help?"
Yes, we're here to help.
They sneak themselves inside the hole, and as Maester Cid holds it up, he's confused looking at them. She grabs the handle where he's holding, and she closes the door right there. And you guys are all like inside of that like little dark area, that space here, just all hanging out in a tight little space with one extra person and Furbol's in there tight. And Maester Cid's now confused, like, why did we not step out, you know? He doesn't say that. He just has the face of that. But she has this helmet, and she's removed the top visor part of it. You can tell. It looks like a dragon. Like, if a robotic dragon existed and she made it into a helmet, this would be it. She smiles, and she says, "Oh, I'm glad you got here in time. I was just about to make it so that we could all talk to each other. Who sent you?"
What's her name? What's his name?
The folks.
To order the whatever they call the council or something with Ebu and what was her name? Mixu?
Yeah.
One.
So
And then I explain the mission to everybody who wants to come up to do it in one go.
As you said the name Mixu, she starts chuckling. But when you continued on expressing what your mission was, her face became a lot more serious. And she kind of corrects herself. She shifts her body as if to look at you in your eyes, trying to decipher how much bullshit is coming out of your mouth or not.
Well, I am not deceiving at all.
Well, they don't know that, but
she needs to make an insight.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And let's see what that looks like. Okay.
Do you want me to make a persuasion?
No, don't worry about it. She nods, and she says, "I don't know what you all are about, but some of the things you're saying makes a lot of sense, and some of the things you're saying doesn't make sense at all. But
I say, well, the ball is rolling. You've got to jump on the ball when it's rolling."
Yeah, I guess you're right.
What's happening?
Mixu, it's been a long time since I heard that. It's a long time since anyone's heard that. Listen, if you're truly here to help, I'm gonna break it down for you. There's a bunch of these ships, and we're gonna take them all. We gotta take them all. If Gaiax even has a chance to get out of here, we're all in trouble. Not just us over here. I'm talking about the overworld. And
The old one.
yeah. So if you guys are with it, we could probably distract all these things probably kill them together. No, there's too many of them. Yeah, I say we take them. We take the vehicles and we make a run for it. Or we take the vehicles. Now that there's 4 of us that could drive it. Yeah, I think we could destroy the vehicle. It's up to you guys. What are you guys thinking? Are you guys proficient with taking shots in vehicles?
Wait, by vehicle you mean the ship, right?
Yeah, the ship that we were scoping it out. You didn't get a look at it?
No, we just came down here.
All right. She kind of cleans her lips up a bit, and then she takes off her visor, and then it kind of hisses and unlatches, and then the rest of the helmet comes off, and then she removes it, and she kind of shows you the inside of it, and she starts messing with it a bit, and you start seeing like it looks like a blueprint of the ship that you kind of see here in the screen. You don't see much of it, but I'm not going to reveal much of it till we're there. But she shows you a blueprint, and it shows you specifically like the cockpit of it, and she points out 3 different levers and a knob, and she says, there, and there. This is what you need to do to use the thing. Once you're in there, you're gonna have 0 problems. This guy, I don't know how he did this, but if this technology gets out there, it's gonna be bad. So we gotta take it back.
Stealing it from?
From Gaiax.
Why are we stealing a ship, and who are we stealing it from?
He's trying to take over everything. He's killed near hundreds of thousands of elves to try to cull us or keep us from starving ourselves out. I don't know what that means, but that doesn't make sense to me. You don't kill people to keep them from killing themselves. Doesn't make sense. But he's trying to use this bridge, or and at this point Maester Cid interrupts her, and he says the elevator. This elevator that to get to the overworld, whatever that is. I don't know where the overworld is. I've flown up pretty high. It's just more rock. I don't get it. Not sure what they're trying to get to. All I know is I was sent here to make sure that these ships never see the light of day, whatever that means.
And who were you sent by?
By the Elven Courts.
Okay, so is this was it the Red Queen or something? We were meant to get in touch with?
Yeah. Queen Aiella. And some,
okay.
Queen Aiella.
Please.
That's Alliana.
And who is she again?
She's the queen of the underworld.
She's the queen of the elves of the underworld.
Do you guys say her name? Do you mention her name?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I wait for them, and then when they say the court or whatever I say, is that queen?
Yes. Okay.
So you just mentioned the queen to them.
Yeah. No. So once they mentioned the court of the elves, it's like, yes, Aliana's in charge of them.
Okay. I say we need a meeting with Queen Aiella, and if you can make that happen, I will help you steal this ship. As an experienced.
Well, if you want Aiella, you're required the ships. It's a long way to her. And even then, we'd have another blockade. Gaiax isn't only control this place. Gaiax controls a lot of the nexus points. He's taken over several of and she thinks of the word, and she's snapping her fingers. And Maester Cid says, "Does he control the towers?" The towers. That's what he has. The towers.
The towers.
The towers. She
like from the first time we played those towers.
No, well,
the Zappy towers.
Not the same.
Yeah.
No. These towers. Okay, so yeah, if Kuiko asks about the towers, they're essentially bridge points to other parts of the underworld. She doesn't say underworld. Only I find that funny. She says the towers are nexus points to the perennial stratum's larger locations. That's what this place is called. The perennial stratum.
How does say bridge point stores different parts of the underworld?
You don't know. But she says it.
They're like portals.
Let's say like a bridge between a cavern of different places.
She shakes her head to that, and she says, no, they're literally large monuments within the rocks and the boulders, and that's how we get our ships through. But the problem is Gaiax. Well, not Gaiax himself, but one of Gaiax's soldiers controls the one that we need to get through. But this one's a little different than Gaiax. He's more in control of themselves, if you know what I mean. Has personality. It's weird. Anytime I've gone to them and asked to go through, and I've had a chance to ask, they haven't straight up attacked me. Just by seeing me or locating me, like many other Gaiax drones have. This being collects stuff, but what he asks for isn't viable.
Okay, a few things. The towers are essentially portals of a monument that leads to different places in the underworld.
No, she said they're just literal blockades. They're just crafted, and they're portcullises, and then you just fly right under, and then they close it back up.
It's a barricade.
Yeah.
And Gaiax is the guy that owns the ship.
Gaiax, what you are understanding, is an entity that controls a lot of the other entities around here, and several others that just attack mindlessly, apparently.
Attacks what?
Mindlessly.
Wait, then who owns the ship?
You don't know? She doesn't even know herself. She just knows they're under Gaiax's control.
How do you spell Gaiax?
Giax.
Oh,
I think I'm going to have to call it early tonight, guys.
Okay.
I had a huge weekend, and I'm just having a lot of trouble keeping track.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Of
This is a bit confused.
all the storyline.
Mm.
Usually I'm okay, but tonight I'm just like, oh, hang on, what? Huh? Yeah. I had friends over all weekend. I just left today, so I thought I'd be okay. But I think my second wind has faded fast.
Oh, there you go. Time for a long rest.
That's fine.
All right.
I mean, I can do another 15 minutes. We can sort of wrap up this conversation or what have you. I just sort of wanted to let you know before I
Yeah.
completely.
I mean, we're almost done.
Yeah, we're done with the conversation. It's just whether you guys decide to, go with them or try to
Essentially,
follow them or ignore them or try to get them in trouble. It's up to you.
We are in the underworld. Someone asked us to destroy ships. You
But
asked
steal ships.
steal or
We're going to
destroy.
steal them.
Are
we stealing them or destroying them?
No, you're stealing them. She's asking for them. She wants the ships out of Gaiax's control.
Yeah, we're stealing them.
The ships are dangerous to be let outside. Morrison is keeping them at bay. And you ask to meet with the Queen, but there's a barricade that's called a tower that's guarded by a Gaiax soldier, who is a person that controls other creatures and attacks mindlessly.
From what you know.
According to what I know.
Yeah.
Well, Fizz is kind of like, yeah, this sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, as you guys been...
Kuiko's usually the more timid one, so I wait for Kuiko before I'm like, yeah, we're all
Kuiko will most likely just uh,
I mean, this is help getting through to the, Queen of the Elves.
I mean, if you ask Kuiko for help, she would help indeed, but considering she almost died twice back there, she might be a bit reluctant. Reluctant, yes. So,
what? You just want a long rest before we continue on? Get rid of your exhaustion and.
Yes.
Come up with a plan.
Ask if they have somewhere that they can rest a bit.
Well, yeah, let's get them to take us to their strategy room or whatever and say we can't just, rock up. You have to come and give us some intelligence where you think the guards are and what the layout is, and we'll come up with a plan to steal these ships.
She looks to you two and she says, "We're doing this now." And she kind of grabs onto the door, and you guys see as you guys were talking the entire time, she's been interacting with her visor the entire time, a bit nonchalantly, albeit, but she's been talking this entire time. And then you guys feel a pulse of energy that not invasive, but warming to a degree. It feels like a shield around your own mind.
It feels familiar.
And she says, "I connected all of us. We can all talk as long as we keep on to this extra energy we hold on to." So she's gonna give everybody temporary hit points because she's been talking for about 10 minutes. Thus giving everybody. What is it? It is about 6 extra temporary hit points. Yep.
Does that stack on? Because I have 1 temporary hit point left. So do I have 7 now, or would it replace the temporary?
It would replace it. Yes.
Okay, cool.
It is not 6. It's 7. What she have? Boop, boop, boop. Show me her stats, please. Why are you so slow? Thank you. That's 5. So that's So that actually is 9. Wow, she does amazing hit points. Oh, geez.
Oh. Wait, how much do I get?
9 temporary hit points for everybody. You all understand everything that Furball is saying because he also has extra 9, and you're telepathically speaking to each other now. You also understand the entity that's outside. They aren't saying much with their head. But Maester Cid also has it as well. Okay. So as that happens, she opens the door real quick because she saw how Maester Cid had it opened. She steps out. She goes over to the guy. He looks like a construct. 100%. And from what she's been saying is, and as she puts down her visor, she looks like a construct as well now. But what she's been saying is that these things are constructs or hybrid constructs. So far, what you understand. But she tells her buddy that they're about to roll out. She gives a hand signal. This is not thieves' cant. This is a military hand signal that she does. And the guy gives her another signal. But
can I ask for her name?
Yeah. So mentally, you ask for her name, and she says, "Call me Alice."
Alice.
The other being speaks up, and he says, "Number 73256." Just call him number 7. Is what she says as she interrupts him.
Huh?
He began speaking.
We've got a Borg pod.
Yeah. What?
The Borg. You're a Star Trek fan.
There you go.
The contract says 3257.
Yeah, 7325, and he was gonna say the rest of the numbers, but Alice interrupted it.
How do you spell Alice?
7 of 9.
ALICE. I'm sorry, Cassie?
9. Sorry, nothing. I'm just making more Star Trek jokes.
I love it. I want to hear it. Oh.
I was just like, his numbers carefully, not 7 of 9.
Oh no. But as you guys step out of this thing, it becomes more clear. Yeah, there are some vehicles up and around there. Jeez. Can I do it, please? Oh, there you go. So yeah, you guys do see the vehicles are there now that you're in the perfect angle to scope out. You guys also see that there are several beings around and also other vehicles from if you guys start poking your head out to look around. But any more than this would start requiring stealth checks as you'd be exposing yourself too much.
Should we just end it here?
It's up to you.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, okay.
And then we can... Because it's no fun stopping combat halfway.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can just... you guys have some time to decide whether you're gonna go for the 4 vehicles, split up in as many people as you need, maybe more people on the farther current corner, maybe everybody just goes to 2 of them instead. She seems adamant and wants all of the vehicles, all of the skiffs at least. I'm sorry, Danny?
We can't see the entire board.
That's the point.
But at least the middle point, there's like weird, like this point is blacked out while this point is not blacked out.
Great. That's what I'm trying to convey. I'm trying to ensure that you feel uncomfortable, that you don't know what this is. You see a large vehicle, but she's trying to ignore that large vehicle. If you guys mention anything about the large vehicle, she's gonna say ignore that one. That's useless to us. Only Gaiax controls that. The other ones,
wait, those are the ships.
She says that those things are the ships.
Well, that was way closer than I expected.
Yeah. But she says that there's this other ship that's going to try to blast us if we take too long. And if and she says we could try to go for that ship, but I think only Gaiax controls that. I've never seen anyone get in that ship.
I've seen not notice Alice this entire time.
Yeah. She's been scoping this out for a while. She's so excited you guys are here, though.
Okay.
Yeah, let's end it here. Mm-hmm. Let's stop it here. And again, on purpose, it's supposed to convey the fact that you can't see everything because you're seeing it through holes within the wall. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's it. We're done.
My notes are already getting gigantic.
They're getting gigantic? Well, you don't have to write down everything, then.
Of course I have to write down everything.
Do you?
I'm going to forget.
Okay.
Like Construct 7, that sounds so cool for some reason. I guess that's it.
That's all.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I should be better next week.
Take care.
I should be calming down a bit here.
No, it's good that we're stopping here. It would have been different. You guys would have done something in the center of it. Let's leave it at this part. At least you guys got the wand. Yay!
Yay, I won. Can I control any creature?
Nah, it just casts Crown of Madness.
Ah, yes. What
So-
level spell is that?
I don't know. I'll keep track of it.
Like, and Dispel Magic is like it's like a 3rd level spell. And, it's a 2nd level spell.
Second level spell. Yes.
Are you DM any chance of us leveling up soon?
Yeah, the moment you guys hit the queen, level up immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yes. At that point, I will have 20 dexterity.
You know that's not gonna build your AC though, right?
What is... Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I thought... Oh, right, the armor, right.
Yeah. Only leather armor has like unlimited AC cap. which doesn't make sense. But it also does.
Huh. One. Oh wait, if I can't use my... Oh wait, I still need dexterity for my bow and daggers.
Your daggers?
It's always better for that, yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, of course. Also, I'm definitely getting a lot more bites now for new players because I realized I did something wrong where I had the setting not collecting actual new players. And I'm like, why? It just wasn't the wrong number, and I'm like, oh, that's why.
To be fair, I kind of like it like this. 2 players just trying to get through this very mysterious world.
Yeah, but then what happens if a dragon jumps in?
Magic user or a cleric.
Oh, those would be nice.
Yes, a rogue, a ranger, and a cleric. You are not going to get plummeted by a random melee attacker.
Yeah. At least you're a Beastmaster. At least you got that extra body.
At least the Beastmaster is changed so that it's actually useful.
Definitely check those the thing that I sent in the.
You haven't sent the guy.
In the
I
chat.
can't find it.
Can't find it. It was like the last thing I sent. Before that. Oh yeah, I gotta keep track of time. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, I don't see it. Where is it? What the heck?
It isn't here. I don't see it.
What? It was here before. Where is it?
Yeah, I was like, what guy?
So easy fix to that one.
Yes.
Oh, no, I can't find it. What? No.
Oh no.
Don't tell me they got rid of. Oh no, no, they probably got rid of it. Jeez.
Why?
I don't know.
What guide was that?
I don't know. I gotta find it.
Screw it. Let's home through it.
Okay.
Yeah,
have a good one.
You guys figure it out, and
yeah, next week.
I'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.